Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Natural Living. Cholesterol is perhaps the most misunderstood medical condition that can impact one's health. High cholesterol has been linked to stroke, clogging of arteries, and heart attack. My name is Sheetal, a health practitioner, and in this video, I'm going to bust some myths about cholesterol and help you understand what exactly cholesterol is. So stay tuned. Cholesterol is a waxy substance produced by your body. 75% of cholesterol, which is approximately 3000 milligram a day, is produced by the liver, and only 25% comes from diet. So even if you go with a 0% cholesterol-free diet, still your body produces the rest. So if cholesterol was so futile and dangerous, why would your body even bother making it? Remember, your body does things for a reason. Cholesterol is important for various functions of your body. It's the backbone of steroidal hormones like cortisol, testosterone, and estrogen. It is an important part of your bile, which helps digest fat and also dissolve fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, and K. It is an important part of the cell membrane which protects the inner parts of the cell walls. And most important, it helps your body fight inflammation. So what are the different types of cholesterol? LDL, which is low density lipoprotein, HDL, which is high density lipoprotein, triglycerides, and VLDL, which is very low density lipoprotein. So is LDL a bad cholesterol? Well, LDL is not even a cholesterol. It is a protein that carries cholesterol from your liver to the areas where it's needed to repair the cells or damage that has been done to the arteries. So say for example, there is a damage to an artery. The LDL is carried from the liver, which acts as a band-aid. It forms a plaque and stops the bleeding. The HDL, which is the high density lipoprotein, acts as a scavenger which clears the debris and takes back the unused LDL back to the liver, where it is recycled and reused again for further process. Yes, the aim should always be to keep the LDL as low as possible and keep the HDL as high as possible, but not by just taking statins, because you're not treating the root cause, which is inflammation. Inflammation is what causes damage to these arterial walls, and these can occur because of various reasons. It could be due to your diet that's high in sugar and refined carbohydrates, smoking, obesity or being overweight, exposure to toxic metals and chemicals, autoimmune disorders, and various other reasons. What are triglycerides? Now, triglycerides are fat that's floating in the blood. Now, when you eat food, the energy that is not needed at that moment gets converted into triglyceride to be stored in the fat cells. Later, hormones are released to release these triglycerides in between your meals. Now, the triglycerides are the culprit. These are the ones that can make harmful LDL and convert HDL to an inactive form. VLDL, or very low density lipoprotein, are the protein that carries triglycerides in the blood. What they can do is attach to the LDL, which is large and fluffy, and make them small, dense lipoprotein, which are extremely harmful to your body and can lead to arterial plaque and other conditions like heart attacks and stroke. So someone with a total cholesterol of more than 8 with a high LDL and say moderate HDL is not at a high risk of cardiovascular condition if their triglyceride is less than 1 and the VLDL is at the lower end. Someone with a normal cholesterol still can have a high risk of cardiovascular disease if their triglycerides is higher than 1.5 and their VLDL is at a higher level. So the direct risk comes from triglycerides and VLDL, which is the culprit for all these medical conditions. The next myth is having a high level of HDL reduces your risk of cardiovascular disease because of its protective action. Well, no, because if your triglycerides and VLDL levels are high, they tend to bind to these low density lipoprotein and HDL, making it completely inactive. So your risk of cardiovascular disease is still high. The aim should always be to control these triglycerides and VLDL levels. And these could be not by just cutting back fat in your diet. You need to cut back carbohydrates and sugar. Now, sugar binds to these VLDL and triglyceride, making the cells sticky, and it gets stuck to the blood vessels in a process called as glycation. And that's why people with diabetes are more prone to high cholesterol. Unlike, you need to have more saturated fat and incorporate good fat in your diet to be able to raise those HDL and the good LDL. Is cholesterol hereditary? Well, the answer to this can be yes and no. Well, just because one of your grandparents or your parents suffers from cholesterol doesn't put you at a high risk of cholesterol. It's completely dependent on your diet and lifestyle factors. There is a hereditary condition where someone could suffer from high cholesterol, and this is called as familial hypercholesteremia. There are issues with cholesterol receptors which leads to this condition, and this could be right from birth. 1 in 10,000 people suffer from this condition, and it puts them at a high risk of heart attack at a very young age. But apart from that, cholesterol is not a hereditary condition. Does eating eggs and egg yolk increase your cholesterol? Well, the answer to this is no, because egg yolk has a good cholesterol. The yolk has lutein and zeaxanthin, which are good for your eye health. It has choline, which is very important nutrient for your brain and helps with memory. It also has 6 grams of protein per serve, which helps you keep fuller for longer and hence aids with weight loss, which is in fact good for reducing your cholesterol. Eggs also are rich in vitamin A, B complex, and D. The Harvard Medical School has confirmed that 2 to 3 eggs a day is absolutely fine and healthy for people who are looking forward to lose their cholesterol and maintain a healthy weight. Having egg whites on its own can increase your risk of allergies, and also it's minus all the nutrients that I have just spoken. So 2 to 3 eggs a day is absolutely fine for anyone who is healthy. Statins or taking cholesterol lowering medications are the best way to treat hypercholesteremia. Well, no. As we did discuss before, any sort of inflammation in your arteries, and in response to that is when LDL is produced to treat or fix that inflammation. By taking statins, think of LDL as a paramedic, which is trying to reach the site of inflammation and treat someone who had the accident. When you take statins, you're blocking that paramedic from reaching to the site of injury, and you're not treating the cause at all. So look at treating that inflammation because of all the causes that I did mention before, and try to cut back on sugar and carbohydrate. Hope this video was helpful in understanding some basics about cholesterol. If you do like this video, don't forget to give a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. Thank you.